battles of World War II notes that I had my students take through Google Earth. And I really wanted to shake things up on their style of notes and how a different way of taking interactive notes that they weren't really used to yet. And the whole purpose of this was to show them not only how all-encompassing this war was, but also to help them visualize where a lot of these battles were taking place. So the nice thing about the Google Earth projects is that students really have control of whatever pace they want to go to and kind of the order they want to do things. So with my link, I just have a link to the presentation copied onto Schoology, and the easiest way to do this is kids can scroll through down here at the bottom the different slides that they have. They have a stop, they have the information that they need to write down their notes. There's a YouTube clip for them to watch, and then it heads off to the next place where they can get, okay, this is what it looks like today. This is kind of what it looked like back then with, again, the notes they need and another YouTube clip. And if kids don't want to go in the chronological order that I have set for them, then they can always flip around to maybe places that they haven't heard of yet or places that they are most interested in first. It really is up to them. And one thing that a lot of my students really enjoyed is the fact that they could actually visit some of these memorials that they probably won't get the chance to go to. So, for example, the Pearl Harbor Memorial right here, not all of us can make it out to Hawaii, so it's kind of nice to not only see the Pearl Harbor Memorial, and they can actually walk around to get a closer look at some of the monuments and some of the different monuments that are around at this memorial. So it really gives the kids a lot of freedom to look around as well as get a really good grasp of where things are located. So how I shared this with my students, the assignment I created for them, was I simply just pasted the link to the Google Earth project that I made, published on here on Schoology so they can go and access it. And then I had them complete a set of notes through a simple Google Docs assignment that, again, posted on Schoology as you can see. And with the notes, it just had them fill in key information that they need to make note of from the Google Earth project so they can really understand where these battles are taking place and why, most importantly, why they are significant and which fronts they took place on. And the fronts is something that a lot of my students have struggled with in the past, and this really helps them to visualize and better understand where the Eastern, Western, and Pacific fronts are. So my big takeaway with this is that while it seemed very overwhelming at first to have all these different stops and it was really complicated and how to set that all up and everything like that, once I got the hang of it, it was actually pretty easy, and I kind of got myself getting lost in it and having to stop myself a little bit from going into too much detail because then they wouldn't have time to get through the actual thing. And my students actually reacted very positively to this. They said it was really helpful to visualize where a lot of these battles are taking place and it kind of helped put it into context for the effects and impacts they might have. And something that a lot of my students have struggled with in the past is the whole Eastern, Western, and Pacific fronts of the war, and being able to actually see on a 3D map in front of them the differences between these fronts. They had a much easier time connecting what happened on the Western front, which one was on the Eastern, Western, and Pacific